Pope Francis, the Pontiff of the Holy See, once said, "The family is a community of love where each of us learns to relate to others and the world around us." This shows the great influence of the family, not just in the church, but in society as a whole. Our families are like trees with so many branches, which signifies their interrelation in different parts or sectors of society. This video will highlight the family as a social institution and its contribution to society, noting the significant issues families face today and how they affect people in the 21st century. We already know the role of the family in society, but what makes it a fundamental social institution? In definition, fundamental means describing essential things, activities, and principles, while a family is a group of two or more persons related by birth, marriage, or adoption who live together. Going back to the topic, family is a fundamental unit of society. Now, what really makes it fundamental? Here I can sense three reasons why the church or many people consider the family a fundamental social institution. First, the family consists of those people that will help us regardless of what is happening in our lives. Second, it gives us a sense of belonging. And lastly, these people will help us develop in terms of the social and personal aspects of our lives. On January 1, 2008, on World Peace Day, Pope Benedict XVI said, "In a healthy family life, we experience some of the fundamental elements of peace, justice and love between brothers and sisters, the role of authority expressed by parents, loving concern for the members who are weaker because of youth sickness or old age, mutual help in the necessities of life, readiness to accept others and if necessary to forgive them." This message explains that no matter what phase of life we are in, the family should always be there, trying to help and remembering God's love and sacrifice in this life. The family is a fundamental unit of society because a healthy family promotes camaraderie and respect for everyone, whether on cloud nine or suffering from danger or harm. Pope Francis's message on the 14th National Pilgrimage of Families for the Family said, "Dear friends, the family is alive if it is united in prayer. The family is strong if it rediscovers the Word of God and the providential value of all its promises. With our families, we feel secure and valued. If we have a healthy family, we can be authentic because of the acceptance and respect from our families that will be transferred to others, thus making it a fundamental social institution." Everyone is aware that our families greatly influence our social and political decisions. Because more than anything, these are the people who will give us morals and values at a very young age. Thus, they are responsible for developing and educating us to improve further our ability to decide either politically or socially, therefore making it a fundamental institution of society.
In order to familiarize ourselves more with the family, we will be highlighting the different classifications of the family according to sociological studies that can be found in different cultures. First, we have a family based on birth, which has two types. First is a family of orientation. This is a family to which an individual was born into. Second is a family of procreation. This is where an individual sets up his or her own family after marriage. The next one is a family according to marriage, which has three types. First, we have monogamous. This consists of one husband and one wife and their children. Second, we have polygynous, which is a family composed of one husband and multiple wives, including their children. And the third one is polyandrous, which is a family that is composed of one wife and multiple husbands, including their children. The next type of family is based on residence, which has two classifications, which are first, matrilocal, which is a family that lives together in the wife's residence, and next is the patrilocal family, where a family lives together in the husband's residence. Next classification is the children can both have a matrilineal family, which is based on the ancestors of the mother, and a patrilineal family, which is based on the ancestors of the father. For the next classification, we have the head of the family. First, we have the matriarchal family, where the mother has authority and is the head of the family. And second is the patriarchal family, wherein the father has authority and is the head of the family. Lastly, the family can be classified according to structure. We have two types. First is the nuclear family, where it is composed of a father, a mother, and their children who lives separately from their ancestors, and the extended family, which consists of 3 generations living under the same roof.
As we move towards the new ages, many changes also occur. Some are good and some are bad. We grew more accustomed to changes, slowly outgrowing issues such as misogyny, sexism, racism. We also become more open to controversial takes and opinions viewed as taboo. But of course, issues also emerge due to this liberated thinking, especially in the context of marriage and family. Issues that contradict the teachings of the Church and controversies that are now being normalized due to its increasing rate. Here are some of the most controversial issues and changes with regard to marriage and family. The first is the increasing rate of common law partners. Here in the Philippines, the rate of couples in a common law relationship has continuously increased. It is slowly being normalized that partners may live under the same roof before getting married, and some do not even get married at all. This goes against the teachings of the Church regarding marriage, viewing it as a less committed union between a man and a woman. Second is same-sex marriage. Marriages between people of the same sex are slowly being legalized in many countries, 39 regions to be exact. Here in Asia, only 2 countries have these legalized. The Church does not recognize same-sex marriage, viewing marriage only as a union between a man and a woman. Homosexuality itself is not deemed as a sin, but the act is what makes it morally wrong. It is also viewed as a hindrance to procreation, since the conjugal act must only be performed to reproduce. If it is only done for personal desires, it is deemed to be lustful and impure. Third is abortion, also known as termination of pregnancy, removal of fetus, is not legal here in the Philippines. There are a lot of debates that surround this issue. The Catholic Church strongly condemns abortion because it goes against one of the 10 commandments, which is "Thou shalt not kill." It also hinders the creation of another life that is meant to be a part of a family. There are more pressing issues regarding family and marriage, but these are just the current and most strongly debated matters. But there are also issues regarding legalization of divorce, single parenting, swapping of gender roles, and other things. These issues do have a big impact, especially within the family and the world they live in.
Families across the world encounter different situations in today's world, and according to St. John Paul II, these situations encompass both the negative and positive aspects. On the positive side, families uphold values such as responsible procreation, personal freedom, proper education for children, and lastly, the role of a family in fostering a just society. On the other hand, we have the negative aspects, which includes the rise of divorce rates, and a mindset that sex is only for pleasure and having children is an option. Such view diminishes the conjugal act to purely a pleasure-seeking experience while reducing parenthood to an optional choice, rather than acknowledging its fundamental relationship to marital intimacy. A root cause for these challenges is because of the misunderstanding of freedom and a failure to recognize God's plan for having a family and being married. Establishing a family includes significant responsibilities, for example, embracing the gift of life and viewing children as a blessing rather than a burden. Moreover, actively participating in the Church's mission and fostering mutual love and respect towards your children and your spouse. Additionally, families face challenges depending on their economic circumstances. Families from third world countries experience struggles with basic survival due to the lack of access to needs such as food and healthcare. While in contrast, we also have families from the wealthier side who may experience anxiety about future uncertainties, like seeing children as a burden rather than a blessing despite having the basic needs of life.
Let us explore the beautiful concept of the family as a domestic church. According to Lumen Gentium from the Second Vatican Council, the domestic church concept affirmatively highlights how families share and engage in the broader church ministry. The four essential functional elements that make families central to this mission involve the regulation of sexuality, responsible procreation, development of primary socialization, and economic cooperation. First, the family plays a crucial role in regulating sexuality. As a domestic church, the church maintains sexual holiness by protecting it under the sacred boundaries of marital vows. The family structure should support a setting that promotes selfless and loving sexual relations following Christ's devotion towards his community. Through their action, families demonstrate how church offer guidance about chastity, fidelity, and openness towards new life. Second, Christian families are called to be open to new life, embracing responsible parenthood. People must recognize God's will regarding reproduction while obeying natural, moral laws and Catholic teachings. God intended families to become co-creators by nurturing children in faith and love, which helps expand His kingdom. Third, the family is the first and most essential place for socialization. Children receive essential training in faith practices, moral values, prayers, and interpersonal skills through domestic church programs. Family units are fundamental teachers who educate their children about following Christian values while teaching them how to integrate within the church congregation and wider society. The position fulfills one essential goal of the church: to spread Christianity by training believers. Lastly, family members unite their economic efforts through cooperative arrangements that sustain them mutually. This type of teamwork is domestic ecclesial units manifest Christian stewardship principles alongside charitable action. Within Catholic practices, families receive guidance toward acting with openness to help and support all household members while working toward community betterment.
Family is the basic unit of society. One may ask why. This is because a child's upbringing begins in one's home. How they act and their values are aligned to what they were taught and learned at home before setting foot in the outside world. This alone is already a big contribution of family to society. But what else? For one, the family is the one responsible for the foundation of their children before setting foot outside. The family is also the one who accompanies their child as they continuously grow and explore the world. Second, the family is also responsible for raising responsible and dependable individuals who would contribute greatly to society if nourished correctly, teaching them good morals and values as well as practice proper ethics. And of course, passing of cultural practices is also done by the parents to their children. They are the ones responsible for teaching their child about their culture and the things they should be accustomed to, so that they will be able to live by it and pass it on to the future generation, enabling historical knowledge to live on for ages.
I guess they were right when they said, hindi sapat ang pagmamahal lang, especially when it comes to marriage. Marriage is complex yet simple. Complex in a way that it has 6 major keys to happiness in marriage. First on the list, mutual respect. This is the foundation of love itself. When two people have enough respect for each other, miscommunication will never be an issue. Number 2, fidelity, which now seems to just be a word rather than a verb. This is a form of respect to your partner's dignity by staying loyal, not just in words, but also in deeds. The state also plays a big role in marriage's happiness. As the third key, the Church advocates for laws that support monogamous marriage as the ideal family structure and urges authorities to protect its importance in the society. Respect not only to the partner, but also to the sacredness of the marriage comes as the fourth key because families should uphold marriage as a sacred union between man and woman established by God from the creation. Fifth key is the love for the children. They are the blessings from the love made by two people. It comes in form of quality time, education, and simply being present for them. And last is of course where it all started, and still a key is mutual love. It requires love that is kind, patient, cherishing, and nourishing. As I've said, it is complex yet simple. How come? It is simple because it costs nothing to be respectful, loyal, loving, and caring, especially when it comes to people you love. Loving them should be like breathing. It's a natural thing for you to do.
Indeed, all the information that we have learned proves that the family is not just a fundamental institution, but also a key player in political and social decisions. We hope that we keep upholding what Pope John Paul II said. To maintain a joyful family requires much from both the parents and the child. Each family member has to become, in a special way, the servant of the others. This is a testament that if we foster love and understanding within our families, it will naturally transcend in every human being we interact with, promoting harmony and peace in society. This is what makes a family a vital and fundamental social institution.